Thank you for the update, Charlotte Ballas, live for us in Kabul. All right, let's get some analysis on this now. Fahim Sadat is an Afghan analyst. He joins us from Nordhausen on Skype, and Nordhausen is in central Germany. Fahim, thanks for joining us. Russia says it's not ready to recognise the Taliban government. So what's likely to unfold at this meeting in Moscow?
Well, I think this is an important format, and for the Taliban, this is somehow the first time to chat with the international, particularly the regional countries in this format, and see the reaction of these regional countries to what so far they have done, and that assessment from the reaction will give them a clarity where the recognition and legitimacy hangs on. At the same time, the regional countries, particularly Russia, would also interact with the Taliban and seek assurances and also the intentions of the Taliban regarding the transnational and regional terrorist and radical groups, to what extent the Taliban are willing to fight them, and what assurances Taliban can give from the spillover of these groups to Central Asia, to Russia, and also to China. So I think these things are very much in the preliminary, and these assessments will help the Taliban for the future actions, and also the regional countries for thinking about the recognition and giving legitimacy to Taliban.
What will Russia be wanting out of these international talks? You've spoken a little bit about security. Can you elaborate more about what they'll be wanting?
Well, the Russians are doing their homework. Basically, the Russians have concerns from the regime change in Afghanistan. The illicit drug trade is one of the vulnerabilities that the Russians have. Also, the rise of Al-Qaeda, the re-emergence of Al-Qaeda and the rise of IS-K or Daesh are the two concerns the Russians will have, because any spillover of radicalism and terrorism to Central Asia will destabilize what we call the backyard of Russia. And looking at the almost 20 to 25 million Muslims in the Russian Federation, this spillover can have long-term impacts on the Russian security. Also, these are the concerns that the Russians have from Afghanistan, and they need to safeguard this. And also, the Russians need to make inroads within the Taliban in order to understand what is the agenda or what is the future course for the Taliban after coming to power, how their relationship would be with the West, and how the West can use the Taliban, if I can say so, to destabilize Central Asia and Russia, if that is something on the card for the Western countries, particularly the United States of America, something that the Russians are viewing it this way.
Fahim, the Russian foreign minister says he regrets the absence of US officials at this meeting. What impact will Washington's absence have, and what does he mean by regrets their absence?
If we see the US and Russia were always at odds with each other, but there was a brief page recently where they both found themselves aligned on a common interest, and that was for US to seek the assistance of the regional countries for the reconciliation. So they were somehow on the same page. But after the Taliban's takeover, it seems that Russia and US does not share a common interest on Afghanistan anymore. For the Americans, the re-emergence of Al-Qaeda is a concern which they think they would be able to maintain it through the over-the-horizon operations. But for Russia, which is closer to Afghanistan and Central Asia as its backyard, the rise of ISK and the reemergence of Al-Qaeda is an immediate threat. So this means that we will not see a cooperation of US and Russia in regards to these concerns that Russia have by US not participating in this in the talks.
Okay, well, thank you for your insights there, Fahim Sadat, an Afghan analyst. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're welcome.